Hi, welcome to the 3D Pen Den. Easter is coming. Last year at this time I thought to myself, perhaps I will post a short video on how to make an Easter egg. As I started, it became clear I do have to explain a few things first. And the video kept getting longer and longer. And that's when I realized I may need a channel for this. By the time I was ready, the Easter was over and the project became what is now the Spheres series. The link is in the description. So this year, finally, let's make an Easter egg. Easter eggs have a rich tradition that may be hard to live up to. But one thing we can do with this new medium is to decorate our eggs on the inside too. Besides your pen and filament, you will need the circle segment of a 3D made mat, and if you don't have one yet, I will give you some alternatives in a minute. Then you will need a turntable and a set of spacers. And now I can finally just say, if you'd want to know how to make those, the links are in the description, and let's move on. I have made a simple diagram to divide the 8 segments of the mat in half, so I can guide my pattern making with it. You don't strictly need this diagram, but it helps to find the middle of the segments more precisely. If you don't have a 3D made mat, you will definitely need the diagram, and in that case also add to it the 4 inner concentric circles, which is all you need for a chicken-sized egg. Cover the pattern with some surface that's transparent and 3D pen friendly. 2 videos on 3D pen friendly work surfaces are in the description. And now we are ready to lay an egg. I am going to use my 3D made circle mat for this, because the circles are just way faster and more round than if you trace them by hand. I am going to connect each circle to the center in the 8 provided grooves, and then organize the inner decor of the egg around them. This will keep everything centered for the future assembly. Also, before you remove any of the finished circles, make sure the plastic is completely cooled down so it won't distort. much space we need in between the layers to create a good egg shape. The craft sticks I used for my spacers are about 2 millimeters thick. So if you double the numbers on these spacers, you will get the size of your gaps if you don't have spacers yet and need to make the gaps with something else. Just play with it until you love your shape. It is easier to assemble shapes from the narrow end going wider. So I'm going to make the tips of the eggs first and then join them later. Whenever you are joining any two layers, make sure the first and the second connections are completely cooled down and solid before proceeding further. Our two egg halves, and even though they are made from 4 identical circles, they have a very different shape. Here is a good example of how the sequence of spacers makes a huge difference in the final shape. If we join these, it would make a rather heavy, noticeable seam in the middle. So we will join it with a spacer size 6, as planned, which will complete the shape, make it seamless and more of an elegant egg shape. So let's stack it up for the final joining. If you have trouble with the stability of the stack, put a bit of mounting putty under the whole thing. I didn't in this video, but it is generally a good idea. patterns, and inside decor options are of course endless. So have fun experimenting. If you wish, you can also hang it outside or inside as an Easter table centerpiece, maybe. I think there's a room in the egg-making world for 3D pen. So stay tuned for more Easter projects. Until next time, go make something!